Remy posted a screenshot of a text conversation between Papoose and another woman, and the woman happens to be world champion boxer Claressa Shields. When she heard Remy's voice, she hung up, and so the phone was still open, so she just must have started going through text messages, and this is what she found. This is what she posted.
Because once things go public like this, there is no coming back. So
there's no return.
You just hate to see it.
Yeah.
Also, I need Claressa to stay focused because her name's been in a lot of stuff lately, and it's probably because her life is about to go to another level.
Yeah.
Because she's got her movie coming out Christmas Day called The Fire Inside, starring Ryan Destiny. Don't let nothing distract you, Claressa. You got a very bright future.
Hey you guys, welcome and welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. I told you guys that I was gonna be back because we still have to talk about Miss Claressa Shields and her whole involvement in this Remy Ma Papoose situation and all of the beef that unfolded online in the last few days. Now, there are a few things that I want to point out about this very talented young lady who is not only involved in this controversy with Remy Ma and Papoose, but herself has an illustrious career as a professional boxer and mixed martial artist. She has a multitude of accolades under her belt and she is extremely talented, yet she finds herself in the center of this controversy. And I really don't mean to be shady. However, I know you guys are going to take it as shade, so do as you will. But honestly, there are quite a few people who have not heard of Claressa Shields until this very moment. And I'm not saying that's because she lacks talent. I'm just saying that not everyone is directly affiliated or aware of the professional boxing or mixed martial arts sector. So that's why I haven't heard of her. But when I read about her, she seems to be a really talented woman. She has a lot going for herself right now, and she is nothing to scoff at, which is why I'm so confused as to why she decided to involve herself in this whole situation with Remy Ma and Papoose. And if you say she didn't decide to involve herself, then you're wrong, because she decided to involve herself with someone who was still legally married. And no matter what you guys want to say about open marriages and whatever arrangement that Remy Ma and Papoose had, they are still legally married. And nothing good comes from a situation where a single person involves themselves with two married people. Not only can it cause a lot of trauma and drama and confusion within the relationship that is the marriage and the person's life who is the single person, but it could actually turn out to be very dangerous. So with all of that being said, in addition to the positive representation that Claressa is receiving in the media along with her illustrious accomplishments, I'm not sure why we're here. But since we are, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know how I feel about this whole situation and what my opinion is regarding her involvement in Remy Ma and Papoose's relationship. So before we get into the drama, I wanted to talk a little bit about Claressa Shields herself and all of the things that I found out about her when looking her up and doing research on her history. Basically, there are three main categories that I want to focus on when it comes to Claressa's accomplishments or when it comes to her career and persona as a whole. Number one is her fantastic career. She is a professional boxer and mixed martial artist from Flint, Michigan. She has won multiple championships across 5 different weight classes. Highly accomplished as an athlete, as you can see, winning several gold medals during the 2012 and 2016 Olympics. Throughout her career, she has broken many records, and she is someone who obviously is very skilled at her craft. She's someone who has taken the time and the energy and the effort to hone her craft and be exceptional at what it is that she does. To me, she has a strong work ethic. It doesn't seem like she's a person who gives up on challenges. It doesn't seem like she's a person who doesn't put her all into what it is that she does. To me, she comes off as someone who knows what she wants and is not afraid to go after it. She's very courageous and she's very confident when it comes to what she does professionally. She knows her skills, she knows her talents, and she's gonna go after the highest peak that she can reach within her career. According to Wikipedia, she has held multiple world championships, including the undisputed female light middleweight title since March 2021, the World Boxing Organization female light heavyweight title, and the World Boxing Council and World Boxing Federation female heavyweight title since July 2024. It also states that WBC and IBF female super middleweight titles from 2017 to 2018. Shields currently holds the record for becoming a 2 and 3 division world champion in the fewest professional fights. And as of October 2022, she has ranked the world's best active female middleweight by BoxRec, as well as the best active female boxer pound for pound by ESPN and The Ring. Now, to be honest with you guys, I don't know what any of these things mean, but that's okay, because I can tell that amongst her peers and amongst her challengers, she has come out in a very prominent position. She has been successful in outfighting and outworking her peers within her field of fights, which is an accomplishment that I feel like no one should be able to take from her. So regardless of what I say in this video, since some of y'all have trouble listening, I'm gonna go ahead and let that be clear right now. Nothing that I say in this video is to diminish or discount what she's been able to accomplish in her career, because she is obviously someone who takes her craft seriously, and she's obviously someone that is very skilled in what it is that she does. The second part of her anatomy when it comes to public presence that I wanted to talk about is her upcoming accolades. With the success of a 2015 documentary called T-Rex, Her Fight for Gold, about her life, Shields now has a movie coming out about her life called The Fire Inside, which I'm sure all of you have heard about, and if not, you more than likely will hear about it because YouTube is playing it on the ads, and it looks like it's going to be a really good movie. Wikipedia also states that she has an upcoming project with director Susan Seidelman, I believe her name is pronounced, called Punch Me, but this is from an old source, so I don't know how reliable that is, but obviously she has upcoming opportunities that she'll be able to have access to because of the success in her industry. The third detail about Claressa that I wanted to discuss is her community activism. According to this Wikipedia article, Shields is an ambassador for Up to Us Sports, a national nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting underserved youth by providing them with coaches trained in positive youth development. Shields is also an ambassador for gender equality in sports, particularly boxing, which she insists is undercovered by the media. And I'm sure there are probably things that I'm missing that she has done and been able to accomplish in her life, but this is just an example of all of the positivity that surrounds Claressa Shields and surrounds her life and encapsulates the person who she is, which appears from the outside, at least from my perspective, to be a positive person, to be a person who's really focused and driven and striving to reach high goals in her life. But not only for herself, also for the people who she supports in her community and the people who may have experienced the same thing that she experienced coming up. However, with all that being said, she is involved with this drama in the media regarding Papoose and Remy Ma. And a lot of people have mixed feelings about this situation, but my opinion on the situation still stands, being, again, as I am an outside spectator, that Claressa is involving herself in something that is not going to be beneficial for her career, and it's not going to help her in the long run when it comes to her image. No matter whose side you're on, no matter who you believe or don't believe, that's a fact. It never really helps you when it comes to media and marketing to be involved in a bunch of crazy drama, especially when people have money involved in things that are attached to your name. Which kind of leads me back to the point that I made about Papoose possibly exhibiting some signs of covert narcissism, because if they're such a great couple and he loves her so much and he supports her in the things that she does, then he wouldn't even allow her career to have the possibility of being tarnished because of anything that he's involved in. But y'all continue to go off in the comments, because listen, that's your prerogative. This girl was born in 1995 and she is 29 years old. And from what I've seen in the clips of the movie and just kind of reading about her backstory, she had to fight really hard to get where she is. And she's had to face a lot of adversity when it comes to being able to accomplish what she's accomplished. So why would she risk all of that because of this beef and this drama that popped up online? Child, I don't know. I can't answer that question. Y'all answer that for me in the comments, since you know so much about what's going on, child. Answer it for me in the comments, because I don't know why you would risk your image for some crazy situation that's happening like this. But that's what she's doing. Now, there was something that I saw online, and you know, this is so unlike me, child, but I definitely saw some pictures that came out that showed her with a man that I guess was her fiance earlier this year. I don't know, child, but I got the pictures and I'm gonna put them on the screen because apparently she had a fiance early this year and now she's intertwined in this whole situation with Remy Ma and Papoose, which is kind of perplexing to me and I'm not sure exactly why, but I'm gonna tell you guys a few things and give you my theory on the situation. And baby, you don't have to listen to me. You can take what I say with a grain of salt because you don't know me and I don't know you, and I wish you well, whatever your opinion is. From what I see in this situation, Claressa is falling for the trap and she is becoming Papoose's new supply. Okay?
Hi everyone, today let's talk about the new supply and the old supply. I don't really like using that word, so I'm going to say the ex-partner and the new partner, okay? So, I'm not sure about you, but I've been there when I've tried to warn the new woman about my abusive ex. And this woman wanted to fight in the street. She wanted to throw hands. She was like, come get your man then. I was like, oh, you're all right. I'm just trying to warn you, sis. But you know what? You have to find out the hard way because nobody actually warned me. I had no ex coming in my DMs telling me about my abusive ex. If I did, I probably wouldn't have listened. I'm not going to lie to you and sit here and sugarcoat it. I probably would not have listened if if the narcissist ex-girlfriend came to me and told me everything that happened. I would have stayed with him. I'm being honest here. But it would still be in my mind. So when certain things would happen, I'll be thinking, the ex did say that this happened to her. The ex did say that this, da. And I feel like I probably would have left a lot sooner. I would have stayed, but I would have left a lot sooner. Okay. So when the ex woman or man tries to warn the new partner and they expose the narcissist and say, look, this person is a woman beater. He's addicted to this drug and gambling and rare-tete, whatever this person is. He's abusive. She's abusive, right? When the ex-partner tries to warn the new partner, they start to beef. And the only reason that happens is because the narc's already got in there. The narc knows that the ex is going to try and expose him or her. They know they're going to get exposed. So they will say, my ex is crazy. Don't listen to her. And most of the time, when you're getting out of a narcissistic relationship, you do look crazy because so much is going on. It's reactive abuse. You're just trying to make sense of things. You're angry. You're bitter. Like, that's how I was anyway. I was angry. I was bitter. And I'm trying to expose the narc because he can't get away with it. That was my attitude, right? So if the narcissist new woman was to see me in the early stages when I just got out of that relationship, yeah, I look crazy. Hell yeah, I look crazy. I look bitter. I look jealous. But I was not. I was just angry that this person did this to me and they got away with it, or they're getting away with it. They get to move on and have a new family and run off into the sunset. And I'm stuck here and you put me in a mad position. I was angry, yeah. So when the new partner sees or speaks to the ex-partner, it all makes sense. Everything happens perfectly.
I mean, have y'all ever gone to therapy? Have y'all ever been in a situation where you really looked at why things were happening and the deeper issue that goes on behind the surface? I mean, that's all I'm trying to get you guys to do. That's all I'm trying to get y'all to see. And that's all I'm really speaking about is what could be going on behind the surface, behind the scenes that could be initiating all of these things that are going on. It's like for some reason, people don't think that there's a reason or a root cause as to why things happen. With every effect, there's a cause. And with every cause, there's an effect. So I'm confused as to why people are only seeing the surface of the situation and not really looking deeper into the issue. But that kind of goes deals with everything that we do as people, because it hurts to look at things that are deep and embedded within us. It hurts to really decipher the root cause of situations, because it points out things that either we don't want to admit or things that we don't want to see. And I know you guys are going to call this projecting, because when I shared my experience in the last video, there were a lot of people who called what I said projection, and that's fine. But I personally am not saying that this situation mirrors my life exactly. I'm saying that there are certain signs that I'm picking up on that sound a little bit crazy. And the only way that you can identify if a situation is similar or different from another situation is picking up context clues and looking at your experience and using your common sense, if you have it, to combine all of that information together to make a positive hypothesis as to what could possibly be happening. Child, listen, this young lady is at the prime of her career. And oftentimes when there is an individual at the prime of their career or about to reach a peak in their life, when it comes to pivotal moments and moments that define success and define your next stage, where you're elevated and lifted up to a position that you deserve to be in because of all your hard work, that's exactly when the devil come in and try to snatch your ass up. And people don't really pay attention to this because people are not in tune with spirituality. People are not in tune with their inner selves. They don't understand these cycles and how these things happen. And I'm sharing my experience with you because, listen, that's the whole point of living, is to live your life and share what you've learned with people, and for people to be able to take the things that you've learned and at least observe them enough to where if they have to apply what you've learned to their life, they have that reservoir of knowledge. That's why I feel like the elderly community is one of the most undervalued but valuable communities that we have to learn from, and nobody wants to listen to them. And now granted, some of them are still lost themselves, but it's a resource that we don't really take enough full advantage of when we can. But a person shouldn't have to be super old for you to be able to listen to their experience and say, hey, I might not necessarily relate 100%, but there may be something positive that I could gain. And even though the people who can relate to what I'm saying may not necessarily be watching this video right now, I know that they're out there in the world. And I hope that you guys find the video, because I will be so grateful. But at the end of the day, what this girl is doing to me is not paying attention to the chain of events that's happening around her, which could really put her career at a detriment. And this is part of the reason why I formulated the possibility of Papoose being a covert narcissist, or at least exhibiting some traits of covert narcissism or some traits of not fully being healed himself on a personal level. Because for him to come into her life knowing that her career is at the place that it's in, and knowing that she has so much potential and so much life to live ahead of her, and so many things that she's being recognized for, if I were him, I would not want to do anything that could possibly ruin that for her. No matter how loyal she is to me, no matter how much she holds me down, I would not want to put her in a position where my dirt and my mess and my trash could mess up anything that she has going on in her life if I really cared about her. But y'all riding his nutsack are gonna come in the comments and say, oh, you know, now it's a problem, Papoose move on. Now it's a problem, Papoose got a girl. Now it's a problem, Papoose living his life. Child, Papoose need to go take his ass to the courthouse and file some divorce papers if he want to live his life like that. If he is still in a marriage with Remy Ma, even despite, listen, you keep throwing stones, or an eye for an eye is gonna leave everybody blind, whatever y'all want to say. If she's wrong, and if she's not letting him out the marriage, if she's so wrong and she's so foul and she's so bad, right? Why did he not then take the initiative to go hire the proper lawyers with credentials who could help him get out of that situation, so that then he can go live his life free and clear? He's a grown adult. He has the right to do that. And if you say, oh, well, he don't want to leave the house, he don't want Remy to get all of his assets and go hire a lawyer. Go get a lawyer, and then you can be free to live your life, and you won't have to be suffering in silence like you're claiming under the rule of a narcissistic woman in your life that has obviously used you the whole time while you was being loyal. Riddle me that, comment section. Riddle me that. I'm trying to figure it out, because if he's he's been keeping all the stuff that Remy's been doing to him on the down low for all this time, he should possibly have some receipts. I believe that he would have some receipts. And if he does, that can be cause to make certain claims in a divorce where he can be, removed of liability and do what he needs to do to separate amicably. But see, the thing that y'all don't want to realize is that these ties are deep, and he don't want to leave the situation either for a petty reason or some personal reason. I don't know what the reason is, but this is my thing. If he wanted to go, he would have left. And on the flip side, okay, because I was being objective and y'all just ignored what I said about Remy's anger problems. But if Remy wanted to go, she would have left, okay? But like I said in the last video, rich people don't like to give up their assets. So instead of being mature and trying to separate from the situation, even if Remy was doing her dirt with a different man, right? Two wrongs don't make a right. And furthermore, for any of you wise people out there who have been through a divorce, cheating is considered adultery in legal terms and is generally considered a fault ground for divorce, meaning that Papoose would have more leverage if he were to file divorce paperwork, which makes me question why he is not doing it when he's claiming that he was faithful in that relationship and Remy Ma was the one who was unfaithful. It just doesn't make sense. And at the end of the day, if she decides to do what she wants to do just because, that's what she wants to do and she's such an ugly person, that doesn't mean Papoose has to do the same thing. However, that's what he's doing. And now he's dragged Claressa into this situation. And what she needs to understand is that if he really cared about her, he would not have allowed her to get dragged into the situation. And according to the text messages that we don't know if they're real or fake or whatever, because they could be fake, they might be real, but they could be fake. We don't know if she's fully fulfilled or satisfied when it comes to her connection or relationship with Papoose anyway, okay? And more than likely, with the video that I showed y'all earlier about getting the new supply, if these text messages are real, that makes Claressa look real crazy, which a lot of people are pointing out online. Because to me, it would appear as if some triangulation is going on. Cause I mean, come on, y'all. Can we just be real? Can we have a real conversation and stop putting on for the internet? All of us have been in a situation at some point or another where the person who we got with or the person who we met or the person who we're dating has some type of grievance with whoever they were with in the past. And if you haven't been in that situation, then God bless your heart because you have dodged a bullet. And I know y'all are gonna chew me out, but I was in that situation too. My youngest son's dad basically talked crazy about his ex because he had to explain why the girl was blowing him up all the time and all this stuff. Now, I was young and dumb. Cool, fine. Y'all can't make me feel bad about my situation. But if there's a young girl out there who listens to what I'm saying and resonates with what I'm saying and can relate to the words coming out of my mouth and it helps her to avoid a bad situation, I'm gonna say it. Y'all can't bully me out of saying it. And at the end of the day, what it looks like is that Claressa is claiming that she's not bothered and that she's bored, and the only reason why she's responding to this is because she ain't got nothing better else to do, and that's crazy. And quite frankly, to me, she putting on for the internet because that's a lie. And if any of those text messages are real text messages, then it confirms that to be true, that she is extremely bothered and she is extremely worried about this situation, and she feels possibly really embarrassed because of how she's being portrayed in the media and how she's being dragged through the mud by this woman. And more than likely, she's not at the point yet where she's blaming Papoose. Just like the lady in the video said, if she had a person who her partner used to be in a relationship with who came and told her about that person, she probably wouldn't have left. And when I tell you I was there, I understand that, because you don't necessarily want to believe that what they're saying is true, because more than likely you personally have some type of grievance with your ex that you really weren't able to resolve, or you may not have liked the resolution. So that new person who comes and tells you about their ex, when they come into your life, if you ask about it or if the conversation comes up, which it should at some point or another, more than likely you'll be able to empathize with how they feel about that person, therefore being able to possibly relate on some level. And I don't know what promises Papoose is making to Claressa, but obviously if there are other women around Remy, more than likely she know know about it better than Claressa does. Remy probably knows all the tea and all the secrets that don't nobody know, because they were in a relationship for however many years. They were together this whole time. She's gonna know the information. She's gonna know the tea. And Claressa is not gonna know. So for her to get online and put her image at risk, it's crazy work. And to me, I'm not sure why she would do that, other than her riding off of the fuel of what Papoose has told her. And regardless of whether what Papoose told her is true or false, she should not be involved in the situation, because when you get into a relationship or a connection with somebody who is married and you're the person who's single, it is never gonna work out for you, boo. I'm telling you right now, it could cause more problems than just social media beef and ruining your image. There have been countless situations online, whether it was the husband, the wife, the girlfriend, or the boyfriend, but there are countless stories online where people have been taken up out of here by their boyfriend's wife because the woman is cheating with the husband, or by their girlfriend's husband because a man is cheating with the wife, or hell, the girlfriend or the boyfriend might get taken up out of here because the wife or the husband find out, and it's just foolishness. Quite frankly, I think Claressa is lucky in this situation, and I'm not talking about her boxing skills. I'm talking about the fact that if you think about it, this could have turned out a lot more ugly than what it did. And with a person coming into their light, coming into their place, wherever they're meant to be, fulfilling their destiny as Claressa appears to be doing, the darkness tries to attach. The darkness tries to come in and block it. And no matter what Papoose is telling her that she is believing, she does not need to believe it, because when you have a person who is very self-centered and exhibiting traits of narcissistic behavior, again, I am not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist, so please don't take this as medical advice. They will come in and tell you whatever you want to hear, even if they're just a person who's been damaged and they may not be narcissistic. We all have unhealed wounds, or else we wouldn't be here living life. That's the whole point of life, is to figure it out and to heal and to learn and to grow. So even an average person, which Papoose may very well be, okay, but even an average person with average pain and average scars and the regular everybody goes through it kind of experience, will have moments where they want to be acknowledged and they want to be heard. But when you have a person who decides to take that to the extreme but doesn't tie up the loose ends of whatever situation that they came out of before, it's not ever going to turn out in the way that you as an individual coming into it will expect it to turn out. So this is my prediction on the situation, you guys, and you guys can let me know what you think in the comments. I love to hear what you have to say. Even if we disagree, it's okay. Let it go. It'll be fine if you say your opinion, but that doesn't discount mine. However, this is my hypothesis on how this is possibly going to go down when it comes to Claressa and Papoose's connection or relationship. Number one, it's either going to continue to thrive and be wonderful and nothing bad is going to happen, and they may even have a budding, blossoming future with each other where it actually ends up being really beautiful, and maybe in fact, despite what people may be saying, it works out for them and they're happy together and they have a wonderful life. And that's what I would hope would happen. Number two, they'll end up being together for a while and things will appear to be good, but then at some point or another, they'll end up parting ways or breaking up for whatever reason, and it'll more than likely be an amicable situation where they just decide to go their separate ways. And number three, which is what I really hope does not happen, is that at some point in the near future, we're either going to see some crazy headline about Claressa and Papoose, because this situation is the precursor, where either Claressa is pregnant, Claressa done boxed him out for some reason, or Claressa and Papoose have had some type of crazy falling out and the situation is redonkulous. So I hope that number two or number three don't happen. I hope that they live happily ever after, because I have hope for love, child. I want one of us, somebody need to get something. Congratulations to all of you guys who are out there in happy relationships, because I'm rooting for you. I'm happy for you, okay? And at the end of the day, that's what I strive for and I hope for in my life. So I would hope that they end up in a positive situation. But unfortunately, the way it's looking, I just hope that she doesn't get pregnant. I really just hope that she doesn't get pregnant, because if y'all don't know my track record, do some research on your girl. Go back to my video on Haley and DDG when I was talking about their relationship and them getting together, and it was right before she popped out pregnant. And I said in that video the same thing that I'm saying now, and you can clock the T. I don't care. Go back. Don't just come on here watching one video and think you know who I am. Go back and check the record, okay? Because I have not been somebody who is egregiously biased. Like, there may be some perspectives that I have that I can only have because I am who I am and I've been through what I've been through. But I'm not an egregiously biased person. I'm going to speak about what I see, and I'm going to point out things that I find relevant or that I find a connection to the truth about, regardless of whether it's women, men, no matter what race you are, no matter what ethnicity you are. When I see BS, I'm going to point out BS. So at the end of the day, most of the time, it's because I would rather say my opinion, regardless of how people are going to feel about it, if it helps somebody. So I said the same thing about Haley, and I was hoping that she didn't get pregnant, but she got pregnant. My most probable hypothesis in this situation is that this not going to end well, because Claressa isn't realizing how she's being set up to be taken advantage of in a situation. Because if a man will allow your name to get dragged through the mud, and the only thing he does is come online and make one blurb about the situation where he doesn't even mention you or clear anything around your name, but proceeds to advocate and vindicate himself in a situation that really he was part of the problem with in the first place. He was kind of the cause of it, because not being a responsible adult and not divorcing someone who you no longer are affiliated with, not moving out of the house when it comes to someone who you have some type of beef with, and then just excusing the blowback from that on the other person being a narcissist, that's a little crazy, y'all. That's a little wild. And you know, everybody wants to say if the shoe was on the other foot. If the shoe was on the other foot, honestly, I would be saying the same thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, the whole situation with Papoose and Remy Ma's dude who she's dealing with, and the whole situation where I guess Papoose came and knocked him out, and it was this whole thing with the rap battle and all of this stuff. That was immature too, child. And Remy did the same thing, basically dragging that man into her marriage and her relationship. It's not right on either side. It's just not. But at the end of the day, when I look at Claressa and I look at everything that she's been through to get where she is, it doesn't compare to the dude that Remy's dealing with. And that's not a dig to their connection, because y'all are gonna blow it out of proportion. It's just me saying that before anyone else has to go through drama and trauma because of this situation, somebody needs to wake up and see the truth. Somebody smell the Folgers, please. Okay, but I said what I had to say, child. Y'all can take it as you will. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can continue to catch the vibe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.